Finally, Season 5. Finally, a great series opener, and finally, a fully completed live-action Patrick Troughton serial with no missing episodes. Fittingly, we're dipping into the revisitations, that's not a real word, 3 box set today, because it's time for me to finally revisit my first ever Doctor Who story. The year is 2010. I'm 14 years old and in my second year of high school. I've got my little friend group, William, TK, Alex, Lucan, Andreas, plus a few stragglers. We all had our own clubs and interests. I was in the Christian group, the choir, the chess club, the environmental club, you know, the cool ones. Most of them were in the bands, but my good buddy Andreas had this weird thing that he would go to on Friday lunchtimes called the Doctor Who Appreciation Society. I was aware of Doctor Who's existence, but I just knew nothing about it outside of a brief glimpse on the telly while my dad was channel surfing when I was little. So like Star Trek and Coronation Street, I knew it was a thing, but that was about the extent of it. I always wondered how someone could be a part of a group with such a nerdy title, the Doctor Who Appreciation Society. How cringe, I thought. Of course, I wasn't to know that that was actually the official name of this worldwide fandom that's been around for decades. Still a silly name though. So anyways, it's winter, it's pouring with rain in the schoolyard, and I go up to my buddy Andreas and I say, so what do you actually do at this Doctor Who Appreciation Society? Is it just a bunch of nerds sitting around, you know, talking about the show, like, oh yes, I love the spaceships and the laser guns? Then he says something which changed my life forever. No, we just go into a classroom and watch old episodes. What? So you're telling me you get to go inside, out of the rain, and watch TV all lunch break? Sign me the heck up! Yeah, needless to say, I was very simple-minded back then. What's changed, am I right? So that week, I went along with Andreas upstairs into this nice warm classroom. The heaters were on, the curtains were pulled. The teacher gets up, he pulls down the projector screen, and he starts playing Doctor Who, The Tomb of the Cybermen, Episode 2. Despite being perceived as an unpopular show with a reputation for being solely for nerds and old people, I had no reservations against it. The episode started, and I remember snacking on my Nutella sandwiches, watching as the black and white screen came to life, and a bunch of adults stood around talking all very seriously about something, and I would ask everyone, like, so, alright, which one is the Doctor Who? Oh, it's the bald guy. No, okay. The short guy with black hair, there's like 3 of them. Oh, that guy's the Doctor. Oh, okay, is he Scottish? Okay, no, it's that guy. Alright, I'll get you. Oh, what the heck? I've got Doctor Who Worlds in Time stickers. Redeem your... I have no idea what this is. I got stickers. I went back week after week to watch the rest of the episodes. Then it was the Green Death. Then the Pyramids of Mars. At school holidays, I was staying at my grandparents' place, and I saw a TV advertisement for the upcoming The Next Doctor. I thought, oh, hey, I know them, they're the Cybermen. And that's where it all began. A year 10 high school student willing to go along with his friend to this nerd group just so he could sit and eat his lunch out of the rain. Me and Andreas bonded over it. We had our own DVD collections and would swap and change and discuss theories and nerdy trivia and stuff. My dad would share stories of old episodes he watched when he was growing up. I got some of my friends into it. Sorry, William. It became my favourite TV show. Well, it was my only TV show aside from The Amazing Race and reruns of Ninja Turtles. A show I truly fell in love with for years, defining my adolescence. I'll skip through the depressing part about falling out of love with the show and just fast forward to where we are today. Friday, the 26th of August, 2022. 12 years later, finally revisiting the one that began my journey. Another fan favourite that's faced some scrutiny in recent years for some dumb reason, probably. I don't know, I don't care enough to find out. A crisp 4-part serial from 1967, kicking off the show's 5th season. Does it hold up? Does it meet those lofty expectations? Heck yeah, it does! Thank you for listening to my personal story. Now, on with the review. Right from the get-go, we get a good proper look around the second Doctor's TARDIS, for the first time in live action, mind you, because so far we've only seen brief glimpses or like the animated versions. There's a great sense of scale being put to use here, with these awesome outdoor filming locations before transitioning into really well-constructed indoor sets, complete with practical explosion effects. How very Thunderbirds of you. The story is, to put it simply for a modern audience, just like Prometheus or Alien Covenant, take your pick. An archaeological expedition into the depths of an unknown underground structure housing the long dormant remains of cold and steel. So I guess in that sense you could compare it to Aliens vs Predator. The Doctor, Jamie, and newcomer Victoria join forces with this expedition team after finding out that they, for whatever reason, seek the remains of the last of the Cybermen. It's here where we learn at this point in time, the Cybermen have been extinct for centuries. I guess having them all gently float off into outer space at the end of the events of the moon base is enough to wipe them out completely? Or so we thought. Ooh. Before these idiots all go running off into obvious danger, I just remembered I say before, but one of them got electrocuted to death trying to open the door. Almost before they go running into mortal peril, the Doctor takes a nice moment to comfort Victoria, who must be so confused right about now, although they never make any reference to the fact that she's literally just come from the 1800s on Earth, and now, you know, she's surrounded with ships and lasers and Cybermen. Anyway, on an expedition like this, you just know there's going to be some idiot who thinks they can bargain with the Cybermen, or cut a deal with them, or rule over them. You know, I think 9 out of 10 Dalek and Cybermen episodes have a character like this, and 10 out of 10 times they die. But not before unleashing havoc. So in typical Doctor Who fashion, it's not long before these long dormant Cybermen are unleashed in one of the coolest scenes in all of classic Doctor Who. No matter how many times I watch this, no matter what I could nitpick apart, I just cannot fault it. There's this tiny dumb part of my brain that's like, oh, it's just people in suits poking through glad wrap and it doesn't look good because they look small because of the bad camera framing, and no, shut up, this is awesome. The brilliant, iconic Cybermen music plays as this massive wall full of these stasis chambers slowly get burst open by hulking Cybermen, slowly, menacingly working their way down to the lower chamber where our heroes wait in nervous anticipation before the climactic reveal of the Cyber Controller. 10 out of 10. From there, it's a no-holds-barred Doctor Who adventure with action, suspense, brilliant acting, surprisingly good camera cinematography, magnificent set and costume designs, the works. Aside from a wee bit of time wasted faffing about with the Cybermats, the pacing is exquisite, the perfect runtime for a story such as this. Oh yeah, the Cybermats. They're these goofy little creatures that are so unintentionally hilarious and adorable that I just can't hate them. Seriously, look at these little guys. They're so cute. It would have to take something truly horrifying to make me hate them. Like James Corden. It does go a bit off the rails in episode 4, but in the end it does come together in the perfect blend of masterful cliches and pure sci-fi goodness. This really does deserve its reputation as one of the greatest Doctor Who serials. Don't let me overhype it for you, but if you're a fan of old school Doctor Who, then I'm pretty sure you will love this one. Right, before we wrap this up, there's still a few notes I want to go through. There's a small, wonderful moment where the Doctor and Victoria have a heart-to-heart chat about family and their place in the universe. There's some insight as to how Victoria is coping with the recent loss of her father from the evil of the Daleks, and the Doctor even opens up a bit more about his homeworld, revealing that he's around 450 years old. Nice bit of lore. Despite the overly sappy music, it's a really good scene. What else? At one point, the Doctor whips out a notebook of notes and uses it to reference and identify the Cybermats, which I think is a pretty cool way of subtly hinting at further unseen adventures where maybe he's encountered them before. And lastly, if I have anything negative to say about it, well, I don't, but just one thing I did notice that kind of ages the story a bit. I know, a 60s television show being outdated, oh, the horror! This is the second serial in a row where a person of colour is represented as this strong, muscle-bound, but intellectually lacking side character. Although in its defence, he does actually get a line or two, unlike the poor guy from the evil of the Daleks, who's pretty much just a smooth-brained muscle guy who dies unnecessarily at the last minute. This guy goes out like a champ. Spoilers. although the very final shot of the serial does kind of indicate the possibility of maybe a return. Oh, not an on-screen return. Oh no, Doctor Who wasn't that deep back then. Probably like a spin-off comic or a Big Finish audio production. And thus we come to the end of yet another review. Returning to my first ever Doctor Who adventure has been quite emotional actually, bringing back so many pleasant memories. Now if you'll excuse me, I have some miserable days ahead, a lot of work to get done, and some serious reminiscing to do. Until next time, thanks for watching. Oh, be sure to tune in next time too for my review of The Abominable Snowman. It's funny, right before I went to record this review, the official Doctor Who YouTube channel uploaded their trailer for Doctor Who The Collection Season 2 starring William Hartnell. At this rate, the Season 2 box set will release before the Abominable Snowman Blu-ray animation that was announced with a trailer 9 months ago. In the meantime though, I'll just be patiently waiting for Colin Baker's Season 22 box set to release in New Zealand and Australia, even though the UK got that a month ago. Oh my gosh, it's gotta be like Christmas or New Year's before I finally get my hands on the Abominable Snowman, isn't it? Ugh.